Need this. Okay, my name is Reverend Brenda. Hi. And my pronouns are she and her. Who is here for the first time? Just raise your hand so that way we can say, hey. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Yeah, we like to do bad jokes. And I got a lovely little new book from Rebecca and Milo, so thank you. They're called Bad Dad Jokes, so blame them. All right, here we go. I want to go camping every year. Oh, I want to go camping every year. That trip was so intense. All righty then, here we go. Here's another one. What kind of cheese isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Some of you knew that already. Okay. All right, that's your favorite one. What goes up and never comes down? Your age. That was a good one, I thought. Those are kind of funny. I mean, I think they're funny. Okay, I got a lot of things here. We don't need this right now. All right, so we are going to talk today. Who knows what AI is? Ish? Okay, right. So I looked it up. I actually used AI for this. And I said, what do people use AI for? For those who you don't know, it's artificial intelligence. Okay, so Chat, GPT, Google, you name it. And there's more. So it says content generation and writing, drafting emails, writing essays. I hope you don't do that if you're in school. Creating marketing content and brainstorming ideas. Okay, all right. Data analysis and organizations, image and video creations. Who have seen those little pictures of people? This is what AI came up with me. Have you seen that lately? Yeah. You know what mine came up with? A guy. And I'm like, ChatGPT, you don't know me very well, do you? Which is good. Let's keep it that way. So, and it was a techie guy. I'm like, okay then. All right. So daily assistance, let's see, researching, planning trips, creating recipes, coding and development, professional and business applications, everyday convenience, smart homes, automation, personalized streaming recommendations, and maps, research and education, and the list goes on. And some people actually are doing it to get advice, aren't they? Isn't that interesting? Or talking to ChatGPT just to see what it'll say. Some people are challenging AI, and that's fine too. But for me, when I start thinking about this, I'm like, you know what was the original AI? What came first? Well, first, I always forget this slide. So now let's all turn and wave at the people at home. Like, hi, we know you're there. We see you. Thank you for being with us. And then Spirit. Spirit was the original AI, wasn't it? Yes, it still is. It still is. So let's actually, from Lessons in Truth from Emily Cady, let's see what she had to say like in the 1900s about what spirit was. She said, Webster, in his definition of spirit, says, in the abstract, life or consciousness viewed as an independent type of existence, one manifestation of the divine nature, the Holy Spirit. And I went, okay, maybe. Then she goes on to say, God is spirit, or the creative energy that is the cause of all things, all visible things. God is spirit, is the invisible life and intelligent underlying all physical things. There could be no body or visible part to anything else unless there was First, spirit as a creative cause. Okay, so turning out more and more. God is that invisible, intangible, but very real something we call life. God is perfect love and infinite power. God is the total of these, the total of all good, whether manifested or unexpressed. So we're still in alignment. God is spirit, she says again. We cannot see spirit with these fleshy eyes, but when we clothe ourselves with the spiritual body, then spirit is visible or manifest, and we recognize it. You do not see the living thinking me when you look at my body. You see only the form which I am manifesting. Interesting. God is wisdom and intelligence. All the wisdom and intelligence that we see in the universe is God. Is wisdom projected through the visible form? To educate? Never means to force into from the outside, but always means to draw out from within. Something already existing there. God is infinite wisdom. God as infinite wisdom lies within every human being, only waiting to be led forth into manifestation. This is true education. Heretofore, that's a big old word, we have sought knowledge and help from outside sources, not knowing that the source of all knowledge, the very spirit of truth, is lying latent within each one, waiting to be called on to teach us the truth of all things, most marvelous of teachers, and everywhere present, without money or price. Some of you pay for AI, don't you? You can for ChatGPT, and I know there's other ones. But, as she says, it's free. It's free inside of you already. And Eric Butterworth said this, spirit is in you. You are spirit. It is the whole of you which may be expressing in part. So why do I bring this up? Because I think a lot of us, myself included, at times when we get into the details of the world, into the details of our feelings, into the details of everyday life, we forget that we have a guiding presence within us. We forget we have that wisdom. We forget that all it takes is 2 minutes to just sit still and go, and feel it and know. You can ask a question. You can just listen. It doesn't matter. It's in here. You don't really need ChatGPT to tell you what to wear today. You don't really need any other AI system to tell you how to feel, how to think, what to be, what's out in the world. Don't get me wrong, it's good for research. It absolutely is. It's good for some things, and it's also can be wrong, right? They say down at the bottom, it can be wrong. But guess what can't be wrong? Your intuition, your divine, the spiritual nature of you, your spiritual being. Now, I know some of you, I hear you. Yeah, but Brenda, how am I supposed to know what's intuition and what's my brain? Or what's my mind? What's telling me to do something? And I'm not really sure where this is coming from. And how do I navigate that? And I say practice. I've always said up here, if you hear, for whatever reason, you're going down the road and you know that you need to make a left turn, but you hear take a right. And you're like, why? Why do I take a right? Just take a right if you have time and see what happens. Just take a right. Because when you practice intuition on a daily basis, if you practice, what should I eat today? And hear little things that really aren't, big life altering things. What should I do? Then you can build yourself up, and you won't even have to ask questions. You will know. It will drop in. Dr. Reverend Ariana Platten is going to be with us next month in March. March 1st, right? Yeah, March 1st. She's going to be speaking. And her and I had a conversation one time, and she said, Brenda, how much of your job would you say that you rely on intuition? And without skipping a beat, I said 75%. 75%. And this is not just me, going, I meditate every morning. Every morning. That's my spiritual practice. And now it's gotten to the point where I've created this muscle of knowing my intuition, knowing the difference between my ego, my human self, and my spiritual self. Knowing the difference. Really tapping into it. So now when I hear something, and I know some of you have talked to me, and I'll say, I'm hearing that this is what we need to do. And some people go, what? And I'll say, never mind. Can we do this? What do you feel about this? And it's right in alignment with what needs to happen. And sometimes I don't realize what it is. And sometimes it just looks like something very innocent or little or small that doesn't matter. But it makes a big impact later. One that I never even knew. I can't tell you how many times I have made a decision. Well, Valerie's so tired of me going, hey, guess what? I got an idea. Valerie closes her eyes. No, because usually it means more work. But she's getting really good at pivoting. Remember that pivoting that we talked about one time? She's getting really good at, okay, this is where we're going now. Because it's important to me to lead by spirit. It's important to me to lead with love. It's important to me. And sometimes that looks wrong, and sometimes it looks weird, and sometimes I don't know where it's going. But it's important to me. Beth had asked me, hey, can I do your, pick out songs by your talk title? And I have told her no. And even in ministerial school, I was doing credentialing for the new students, seeing how they're progressing. And even in the questions that we asked them, it says in there, how would you tell your music director what your talk is about and how they would pick out music? How would you do that? And I'm thinking in the back of my brain, why can't we just let Spirit pick? What's wrong with Spirit? You pick out fabulous songs. So does Lashana. Because you all listen to yourselves. You all listen to your inner wisdom, your guidance. If I was to say, I know better than your guidance, that's my ego. I know better than your guidance. And sometimes my guidance is different than your guidance, and that's okay. That's where humanness comes in, and we work together, and we collaborate, and we think of something that maybe is even better, and that is also spirit. It's very, very subtle, but yet very powerful. Spirit is the original AI. There's a Bible quote, 2 Timothy 1:7, for God did not give us a spirit of cowardice, but rather a spirit of power, of love, and of self-discipline. I'm going to read you what I read on unity.org about this. It says, we are not meant to live in fear, but to embrace our inherent power love, and self-discipline. As we recognize the divine presence within us, we have the courage, strength, and wisdom to face life's many obstacles and challenges. We also must exercise self-discipline on our spiritual journey. Although this may mean different things to different people, for some it could mean creating a daily prayer and meditation practice, while for others it could mean finding new ways to serve others. Whatever helps us to stay aligned with our higher selves or the divine within. I really wanted to do this talk because I think we all have gotten away from it. Like I said, I know people. I know I've in different circles out in Omaha. And there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of mistrust. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of not knowing what's real. I mean, you don't know what's real anymore because of AI now. And so that creates confusion and like, what now? What do you do? And I think it's important that we get back to being. It's important that we get back to listening to that divine, still presence within us. And how do you do that? You practice. You do prayer and... I'm so happy you guys can do that. Prayer and meditation. What if you're not good at meditation? That's okay. Do a walking meditation, slow steps, being with your steps. Do a shower meditation. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's very powerful. Water has a cleansing ability to cleanse out all the toxins, to cleanse out what's in your mind, and to open you up to something new. Meditation is not just, I got a pretty candle and I got this music and I'm in the dark and everything's great. No. Meditation is meditation for you, and it looks different for different people. So find your meditation habit. Practice it on a daily basis. Do affirmative prayer. If you don't know what that is, find a prayer chaplain and ask them, how do I pray affirmatively? You have everything you need, always, in all ways, all the time. I think I've told you guys this story before, but one of the most powerful times in my life when I but all of this came overwhelming. One of the moments that all of this came overwhelming into me, and I really leveled up, shall we say, was when I was in school, ministerial school. And you typically have 2 interviews. And if you have a third, it's because 2 of the teams could not say, yeah, let her go ahead. The 2 teams couldn't do that for me. And I was the only one of my class that got a third interview. So everybody was like, ooh, what's wrong with you? You might not go forward. Oh my God, you're not going to, and there's all this anxiety and fear. And that night, because the next day was my third interview, that night I went out into nature, I sat, I cried, I called people, I prayed affirmatively, and I listened. And I heard, you have everything you need. You have everything you need. This is just a bump in the road. And for whatever reason, at whatever time, and whatever way, but you're okay. And this is okay. Even if you don't make it, it's okay. And at that time, that was hard for me to hear. Because this is my dream job. And I wanted it. This is my passion. This is my love. This is who I am. This is the truth of what I know. So the next day, I meditated like I always do, and, okay, I'm open to whatever is going to happen. And I know that I have everything that I need because I've heard it. And I put faith in it, and I believed in it. I walk into the room, and the first person that says hi to me says, "Hi, my name is Reverend Brenda, and I'm from Iowa," which, if you all know me, I'm from Iowa originally. And I went, "Done? We're done." Because Brenda is not a normal name, y'all. But there was a Reverend Brenda, and she stood for me. And I knew at that moment in time that that was not just a coincidence. That was not just and it was not a woo-woo thing. It was spirit in action. It was manifestation. It was me listening. It was me being okay. It was me being confident and believing in spirit. And obviously I passed. Blah. And things, thank you. And things flowed throughout school and throughout life. And this is where I'm at. So please believe in your original AI. Please believe in spirit. God, universe, I don't care what you call it. Feel it. Know it. Have a connection with it. Get to take it out to dinner. Give it a Valentine's Day gift next week. Be with it, because it will guide you. It will lead you. It will never, ever abandon you. Even if you abandon yourself, it is still there, waiting for you to connect. So connect as often, connect as many times, connect. So it is. Namaste.